Hey everybody, and welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is time for our weekly recap of The Chi. This is season 4, episode 7, and it was titled The Black Messiah. Alright, y'all, before I jump into this recap review, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. And if you end up liking this recap review, go ahead and hit me with that thumbs up button along with the share button. Alright, y'all, this episode was pretty heavy. It had its like little lighthearted moments with Tiffany and Emmett, but other than that, it was pretty heavy. It opens up with Keisha and she got the baby back, child. And I just felt really bad for Octavia because she has waited so long to have a baby and she can't have a baby. And then I think she had a wasn't she trying to adopt another child and it fell through? So then this one, she really felt like, this was it. This is signed, sealed, delivered. This is the situation where I'm going to actually get the baby and stuff. And then Keisha comes back, 2 weeks later saying like, I want my baby back. So I just felt really bad for Octavia. And I hope they say something. They probably won't, but I hope they say something later on, like if this goes on for another season or so, that they linked up and she was actually able to adopt a child or something like that. Because I really felt bad for her because she was just like really involved and stuff like that, and she was a part of the birth and all that other stuff. So I really felt bad for her. Anyway, Keisha is rocking the baby, telling the baby that she loves the baby and stuff like that. Nina comes in there with a diaper bag and stuff. And Nina is asking her questions like, are you sure that this is what you want to do? And what will happen when the baby grows up to look like the father and stuff like that? And Keisha don't really seem like she want to answer those hard questions right now. All she really focused on is that she loves her baby and that love is all that pretty much matters. Because she asked Nina, like, do you love me? And Nina was like, of course. And she was like, you love that little boy? And she was like, yeah. So she was like, well, that's all that matters. And I'm like, no, girl, that's not all that matters. Because if love is all what mattered, the world would not look the way it looks right now. Okay? It just would not. So, any rate, the baby still don't have no name. She want the name to come to her. Next we see Duda. He rolling up on Trig on the corner with like 3 other guys that look like. And he gotta help Trig gotta help Duda get out the car, child, because he all wounded and stuff like that. He got his little walking stick. They cause Trig like, look, what you showing face around here? And he was like, yeah, whatever. He was like, well, nigga, we know you still alive or whatever. He was like, come on, man, come on. You know how Duda be. He be real corny sometimes. And Tracy, she done made these signs that said, what did it say? We are all we need or something like that to that effect. And they basically at the trap house. So they shutting the trap house down, okay? And I think Trig had asked Duda how him and Tracy was doing and stuff like that. And Duda was like, well, everybody cool when they with a gangster or whatever like that. But then when you not gangster enough or something like that, then they blame the mayor or some shit. I don't remember. I honestly don't recall what he said, but pretty much he on the rocks with Tracy right now. So Trig was saying something like, oh, that wound makes it look like you're not a gangster or something like that. He was like, no, this wound right here shows that I need better security. And I'm like, facts, because what was your security team? Like, you the whole mayor. Why you ain't have at least 1 or 2 people guarding the door while you was up on the roof or something, child? They ain't do no security checks at this event, like metal detector, nothing. Like, they just let people walk in all willy-nilly. They know that you against the cops. They know that it's all this violence going on in Chicago right now. They know all this stuff, but you had this big, lavish event and they ain't got no security. Like, what the... Anyway, child. They go into the trap house. Nook like, what's this? What y'all want or whatever like that. Duda hit the Shiny O'Neal and was like, your services are no longer needed or whatever. And Nook was like, what? And he was like, yeah, I want this house gone. I want this house cleaned up and I want you going in the morning. He was like, but this where I live at, this is my house or whatever like that. He was just like, I want you going in the morning. So then he tried to buck up to Duda. Everybody's pulled up their shirts, showing their guns and stuff like that. So he fell back. I was hoping somebody was going to punch him in the face or a pistol whip him or something, shoot him in the foot, something like that. But they just let him walk out. They just let him walk out. I said, all right, whatever. And then Judah also told him, like, and that dead girl, she's on your hands or whatever like that. And he told Trig to come over. And he was like, handle this shit or something like that. So I was like, is Trig about to do something to Nook? But they ain't show nothing that, you know, he did anything. So I was just like, oh, okay, I don't know what that was about. But maybe he did something off camera that we didn't see. I don't know. But what was the point of saying something? Child, whatever. Anyway, we see Jada. Child, this was so heavy. She, you know, in the last episode, at the end of the episode, I believe, her hair was falling out when she was taking out her twist. Her hair was coming out with the twist and stuff. So in this scene, it's music playing and she just looking in the mirror and she got these clippers in her hand and she is just going through it, like really crying and going through it. And you know her life probably flashing and stuff like that. And she just takes the clippers and starts cutting her hair off or whatever because she on a chemo. So eventually it's going to fall out anyway. So she just takes it upon herself to, you know, I guess be more in control. So she was like, if I'm going to lose my hair, I'm going to lose it under my own terms. And she just cut her hair off or whatever. I mean, there wasn't no talking scene or nothing like that. It was just music playing and her cutting her hair with the clippers and crying. Imani at the trap house. So Imani and Trig, they at the trap house and stuff like that. And they opened up the door. So Trig got the keys to the door and stuff like that. So Nook left. And Trig asking Imani, like, you know, what or whatever. And she was like, well, we start introducing ourselves to the girls. And, you know, she's so lively and so, I love my people stuff. And she just want to help everybody. But she got these ideas, but she don't have no follow through. Like, she don't know what's next. Like, she just don't know. Like, you ain't take no steps. You ain't playing nothing out. You ain't set nothing else in motion. You just knew that you wanted the trap house closed. But you don't know nothing after that. And that's pretty much it. Because after Trig was like, well, what we going to say to these people? I don't know what to say to these people. I don't know how to talk to these people. Nothing like that. I don't like going in without a plan. Because he like, well, what's next after we introduce ourselves? And she like, I don't know. Like, girl, you should have planned this out or something, child. Like, check off the close down trap house. Check. Have a place for these women to stay. Check. Like something. Like clothes for the people. Check. Housing for the people. Check. Food for the people. Check. Jobs for the girl, like something. She ain't had nothing but shut it down. So she had, said Jesus. They walk upstairs, child, and all the doors got locks on them. So all the doors got padlocks on them where you have to use a key to open up the damn lock. And inside the one room, it was 4 girls in there. 2 bunk beds, and the room was little. It wasn't even like a big space. It was a little tiny space. And then in another room, they unlocked the padlock. 2 girls was in there. They unlocked another room, another 2 girls in there, and they all was looking like, well, what the hell is going on with this shit? Nina, she at the house, she cooking. So Dre come in, he like, not he, I'm sorry. She come in, and she like, what's going on? People coming over? So Nina was like, people coming over. And so she was like, well, what the people coming over for? She was like, well, they coming over to eat and, you know, bring presents for the baby or whatever. Here go Dre. A baby shower? She was like, Keisha don't want to call it that or whatever like that. She was like, well, people coming over, they bringing presents. That sound like a baby shower to me or whatever. She was like, just go with it or whatever. So then Drake tried to come over there. And she tried to touch Nina. Nina flinched and was having flashbacks of her cheating. So I said, girl. And so Dre thinking it got something to do with her and Jada linking up or whatever like that. And she was like, yeah, I know, because Jada got me rethinking life and stuff like that. And, but we gonna live the best life we can live together and stuff like that. And then we gonna die, you know? And so Nina the whole time like, I said, girl, poor Dre. Cause she just like, all like, everything gonna be okay. We gonna live every second of this thing called life. We gonna live together. We gonna be in harmony. You know, we got this baby now, but you know, it's still me and you, boo. And Nina like, her old cheating ass. That's not funny. So then we see Imani, she picking out clothes for the ladies back at the house and stuff. Jake coming there asking Trig for some money, $45 for the spring fling or whatever, because he want to take Gemma. They start clowning, talking about well, do you even know how to dance? Do you even know how to step? Jake was like, we can't even play that song no more, so what I need to learn that for? And then they had like a little cute scene where Imani and Trig was doing the two-step, and then they pulled Jake in. So it was a cute little scene. We see Nina, she been drinking all day. Like, her orange juice got a little vodka in it, a little rum, a little tequila. It got a little something in there. I don't know what clear drink it had up in there, but it had something up in there. So she's sitting on a chair. Kevin come down with this loud music on and stuff like that. She asking what's going on with him. He like, what? I said, see. So then she hit him with, so what, you mad because Gemma left you for your friend? I said, Lord, that's not what you say, mama. That's not what you say. Dre trying to calm Nina down because she like, babe, like, what is you doing? And then they trying to see if he can get back into that school. But the man already said that he can't get back in that school. So what is y'all still trying to do? Unless it was another school they was talking about. I don't know, child. And he getting his bag and he walking out the door, and Nina about to, stop him and stuff. But Dre was like, well, we already said we was going to let him have some freedom and stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, he a little too free because he just be coming in and out. He ain't been punished. He done got expelled from school. He's still doing whatever the hell he want to do. So, like, what is the consequences for that? So I'm just like, child, I mean, I know Kevin been through a lot, but come on now. It's some things we just got to nip in the goddamn bud. We see Emmett and Tiffany. They headed over to Keisha's house, and they talking about they want to put more focus into the relationship, or Emmett was saying he want to put more focus into their relationship. Of course he does now, since, he wanted to cheat and stuff, and now she want an open relationship. Now he want to be focused on their relationship one-on-one. Always happens, child. Anyway, Tiffany he asked her out on a date or whatever, and she was like, well, I gotta work. He was like, is that your code for effing Dante? She was like, if that was what I was going to do, I would have just told you. No, I do got to work. I got to go to this edible party. Dom was going to go, but she can't go now, so I got to go by myself. It's at this sex party and stuff. So she invites him to the sex party. He was like, no, I'm good or whatever. But it's just like, Anyway, they come in, and they told her that they had old baby stuff from, what's that baby name? EJ? Old stuff from EJ or whatever like that, and they was giving it to Keisha because they not finna have no more kids. So they asking her, like, what you name the baby and stuff. Here go Emmett. Well, you can name that baby Quavo. I said, boy, shut up. Shut up. Tiffany was like, we can name the baby Denzel. Here go Emmett. Well, that baby gonna have to live up to something. Like, I said, child. Nina come in talking about something. We can name the baby Job. And she like, I'm not naming my baby nothing biblical. I ain't naming my baby nothing biblical or nothing like that. Or was that later? I think that might have been later. Yeah, I think that was later. But at any rate, she don't know no name. She want the name to come to her, whatever. Tiffany and Keisha hit upstairs to her room to put up the baby stuff. Child, Nina coming there. Emmett talking to Nina, and he like, well, is that just orange juice in your cup? She was like, what you think? I could pour you some. So she go pour him a glass. Child. He looking at Nina and like, you look like you got some shit that you trying to forget. And she was like, what you talking about? How you know? And he was like, because I could see the face. I know the look or whatever like that. He was like, that regret, it just eats you out. It just eats you up day and night, and just until you got to say something, you got to say something. She was like, who you been talking to? That's cracking up. He was like, I ain't been talking to nobody. I'm just saying, I know how they feel or whatever. You just got to come clean. She was like, you just need to lower your damn voice or whatever. Dre come in there. She looking like, oh, what's going on? They was both like, nothing. I said, Lord. We see Papa, he in the restaurant. He cutting up pictures of Maisha. He got a little collage talking about something, baby, I'm sorry. I said, boy, she broke your heart, huh? So then Jake come in there. He's talking about, what is you doing? You would never catch me doing no sucker shit like that for a bitch. He was like, well, you never know, whatever. And so then he wants to talk about how Jake did wrong by Kevin by stealing this girl and stuff. And he was trying to tell him, like, that's wrong. And he was like, well, I heard you taking Gemma to the spring fling. He was like, yeah, I'm just following my heart. He was like, but that's messy or whatever. And so he was saying something to the effect, like, don't allow Gemma to break your heart. Like, kind of sort of like how Maisha broke his heart. We see Kevin, because Kevin, when he left out the house, he was going to go buy this new video game or whatever. So he's standing in this long line for this video game, child. He drinking energy drinks. He probably got to go pee, because them energy drinks make you pee. But he's standing in the line looking all pressed. The man come out the store talking about something. They sold out the game. We going to restock next week. They looking like, the fuck? So then the line dispersed and stuff like that. He sees the girl that's, remember the couple that was fighting and stuff like that, that girl. He sees her come out. I can't recall what her name was, but he sees her come out. And she got the video game. So he like, yo, the dude just said they were sold out and stuff. She was like, oh yeah, I know the clerk. He usually holds the game for me behind the counter because I'm going to come in and get it. He was like, well, yo, can I get that hookup? She was like, no. You ain't finna get my hookup. Then I ain't got no game. The fuck? No. So he was like, well, can I play you? She was like, you any good? He was like, yeah. So she was like, all right, well, come on, follow me or whatever. So he go follow behind her. We see, Keisha up there in her room talking to Tiffany, and she asking Tiffany, like, am I stupid for taking my baby back or whatever? I know people talking and stuff like that. And Tiffany basically tells her, like, don't worry about what other people are saying to you or behind your back about your child. They need to mind their goddamn business and stuff like that. Somebody always got something to say, even if you're doing something good or you're doing something bad. They always got something to say. Don't worry about what they got to say. And then Tiffany was telling her, like, she had her baby young and her family was against it and stuff like that. But she's happy that she had her baby. And then she said, like, they barely want to watch EJ. And for them to watch the boy, she got to pay them. I said, what kind of family is that? You got to pay your family to watch your child. That's some trifling ass shit. And then we see, like, going around the community. So the community is doing better. We see this man, he helping this old lady with groceries and stuff like that. He putting up signs saying we are what we need. We see like little stations where they got like free food. I think they should do that at every freaking city. Have a station with free food so people don't have to go to the food banks and stuff like that. Don't have to stand in them long ass lines for food banks, and then may not even come out with no food. Just have like an area where people can get food, fresh vegetables. Because food banks mainly have like processed foods and stuff because they work on donations. So they got canned food, processed stuff, salt-based food, and people who need the stuff got high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, all that stuff, and they can't even really eat that food, or they shouldn't eat that food, but they eat it because that's all they got. But in this area, they had like fresh vegetables, they had fruits, they probably had some processed stuff, but I didn't see all of that. I just saw like the fresh vegetables and stuff like that. That's what stood out to me. They also had free books. So I have seen in, not so much my area, but I have seen in other cities and stuff where they do have stations where they have free books and stuff like that. Or what is it? Borrow a book, lend a book, borrow a book, or something like that. They have those stations in those areas. I think I seen one around in another neighborhood near me. But at any rate, they did have that. They had free clothes for people to come pick up and stuff like that. Like, I loved it. Like, it was just like a community feel. Like, it was just good. And I feel like I'm going to just say in every black neighborhood, they should have something like that. Because, you got to look out for your people. So I feel like they should have like an area where you can get free clothes, especially people who trying to get jobs and they don't have interview clothes and stuff like that. They can't really just wear their jeans and a t-shirt to an interview, but have a little station where they can pick up clothes and stuff like that. So I just felt like it was really good. So they just show all that around the area and stuff like that. We see Trig, he head over to Cherry and James' house. That's the couple that was fighting. Child, she doing her OnlyFans video. She got her little tank top on and her little booty shorts, and she got a little vibrator just going like this with the music and stuff. I say, okay, girl, get your money. He knocking on the door like he the damn police. She opened up the door. She like, James ain't here or whatever. He was like, well, I'm just checking in on y'all, make sure y'all all right or whatever. She was like, yeah, we fine or whatever. I'm doing fine, and you see I'm working and stuff. And he was like, okay, well, let me know. Tell him to hit me up if he still want a gig. So she was like, okay, you got any more of them signs? He was like, yeah, of course. So he goes, gives her a sign, and she go put it in her window. We see Kevin and the girl again. They still going to this little hangout spot. So she like, your mom don't care that you going to a stranger's house. He was like, no. She was like, what, you got like a white parents or something? He like, no, And so he ends up, she pays for the train fare. He ends up jumping the train. I said, child. Then we see Keisha and them, they all sitting around. Jada comes. She look real cute with her, I guess I'm gonna just say bald head, because I mean, you know, she had hair, but it was little to none. A crew cut. Is that what it's called? I don't know. It was a low fade. That's what we're gonna go with. So she looked cute and stuff. She brought a cake, but she ain't had no baby name on there because she didn't know what the baby name was and stuff. And they were saying like Octavia wanted to wait 7 days because they have a naming ceremony and stuff like that. And that's where Keisha had said the name was just going to come to her. And Nina was like, well, we got your bad, girl, but we not going to be your crutch. And she was like, yeah, I understand. I got it. And then we see Jake and Papa. They going shopping for cards and flowers and stuff like that. Papa giving Jake some good advice on, you know, keeping his girl, like, you know, treating his girl right and stuff like that. And Jake was like, well, how you got all this relationship advice and you just got dumped? I was like, no. That was high school. But anyway, so they at the trap house. So I thought they was there to clean up the trap house or whatever. But no, they were just bringing food and stuff. And like all the girls was sitting around talking. And then they brought in breakfast. Trig had brought in some breakfast. So here goes 2 chicks who, you know, was in the trap house and stuff like that. They fussing because, like, well, like, you came in here, you done brought this, and you done caused all these problems. Now what? Like, we gonna be homeless, and I'm not finna live in no shelter and stuff like that. Like, you bringing your light-skinned self in here, you just making things worse. So Trig pulled Imani to the side and was just kind of like, well, what we gonna do or whatever. Because they was talking about, well, it's a women's shelter, but you can't go to the women's shelter. You got to have a kid that's under 12. Well, it's another shelter. And the whole time they was talking, I'm thinking, well, why don't they just fix up this house and have them live in the house and stuff? Like, what's the problem with the house? Like, I'm sure Duda will just give y'all the damn house. Like, what's the problem? But Trig pulled Imani to the side and was like, well, then what we gonna do? And again, she like, I don't know. Like, again, you still don't know. Okay. Nina was talking to Dre, and she wasn't talking to Dre, I'm lying. She was talking to Jada, and she telling Jada that she don't want to be a grandmom yet and stuff, and telling Jada how she look cute with her new little shortcut and stuff like that, and child. So then Jada tells Nina, you know, she thanks her for sharing Dre with her. She was like, because girl, if it was me, I would have thought that me and Dre had something going on. Here you go, Nina. That's crazy. Like, yeah, that's crazy. Jada picking up on it like, girl, you thought we had something going on. She was like, what was I supposed to think? Like, she was hitting me, sending me the voicemail. She was lying to me. Like, what was I thinking? And she was like, girl, but you know us. She was like, yeah, but... She was like, I did something wrong, and whatever. She was like, what did you do? She was like, I cheated on Dre. She was like, oh my God, have you told her? She was like, no, if I tell her, what if she leave me and stuff? Jada was like, well, she never runs down from anything. I said, girl, a fight, cheating. Your friend dying, cheating. Finding Keisha, cheating. It's different things that you might run away from. And cheating is one of them things you just might not stick around for after. Like, Like, it's different things, Jada. It's different things. But who is me? Anyway, a child, Kevin and this girl, they still walking to this goddamn... I swear, like, the whole episode with Kevin and this girl was them going to this goddamn underground gaming area where she got friends. There's some lady in there, she frying up pork chops, probably fried fish, chicken, all that other stuff, feeding the children. And then they downstairs, they playing the game. Basically, they just playing the game and stuff like that. Kevin was looking like all dumb and shocked, like, oh wow, this is over here, like I ain't know this was a thing. But then he sat down finally. He was playing the game with the girl. She was winning. He wasn't happy at first. He was about to throw that controller. That guy was like, don't throw my controller, man. So he was like, all right. It's game now. So then he finally won. It was cute. They had like a little banter in between. We saw Trig talking to, who was he talking to? Yeah, he was talking to Imani and telling her like he wants to make sure that he did the right thing pretty much or whatever. And then he was saying like, we got to convince these girls that I think it was him. Either it was him. Yeah, it was him. He was saying we got to convince these girls that anywhere other than here is better or whatever like that. And then she got the ding 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 in her head and was like, well, what if they could just stay here or whatever? And he was like, ain't no broke down trap house a good place for people to live and stuff. And so one of the girls was like, well, why I gotta be a broke down trap house? Like a girl knew her way around some drywall or whatever. And I was like, okay, duh. And then we saw Imani. She was in Trinity room, child, and she just broke down and started crying and stuff because she felt like she failed her and stuff. And so Trig was like, it's okay, we're gonna help these other women and stuff like that. It's all right, they're gonna take over this trap house and stuff. And then she was saying like she just wanted to be like a sanctuary for the girls like her. And he was like, well, won't we just call this Trinity house and stuff? And then she was like, oh, I like that. And then he gave her a hug and kiss. And then he got a call pertaining to Cherry and James again. So he said he got to run out and stuff like that. So he ran out. The girl and Kevin, they finished playing video games and stuff. They chilling in the park. They just talking and stuff. And she was saying like Kevin corny and stuff like that. She was like, I can't believe you beat me. And he was like, yeah, I did or whatever. And she was like, yeah, because you kind of corny or something. He was like, you don't know my life. Like, you don't know my life. I've been through some things. And she was like, yeah, I've been through some things too or whatever. And she was saying like she had to choose between her drunk brother, her drunk father or her crazy brother. And she chose her crazy brother over going to foster care. So Kevin was like, damn, that's heavy. And I'm looking at Kevin like, the stuff that she probably went through is not in comparison to what you went through, sir. And look at this girl out here thriving. I mean, well, she looked like she thriving. You out here acting a goddamn plum fool, but who is me? We see James arguing with what we find out is Cherry's brother. Apparently, James must have hit Cherry and then she hit him back, but she denied that she hit him. And child, they was arguing and stuff, and then Cherry instigating it, talking about kill him, Lance, get him. And then it was just a whole bunch of nonsense. And I was like, if she don't sit down, Trig, of course, is trying to break them up or whatever like that. James runs out. He ends up breaking a mirror on his way out, child. We see Tiffany, and she going to see Emmett, saying she was going to get the empty cash boxes and stuff like that, or the cash boxes to go to the sex party to sell her edibles. So she ends up talking him into going to the sex party and child. And it was a nice scene. It was a good scene, but I just felt like it was long. Because we ain't really see too much of anything. I mean, if you're going to give me a long scene like that, at least let me see some things. You know what I'm saying? All we saw was leather, BDSM, people getting whips and chains and stuff like that. We did see some mermaids kissing and Emmett tried to go over there because this one sexy lady, I guess she the head mistress of the show or whatever, she came out with two dudes on leashes and was saying like, consent is key, ask to watch, ask to join in, ask to touch, and all this other stuff. And use protection, try not to intake too many libations because you can't give legal consent if you do that and stuff like that. So Emmett walking around, he see these two girls, they in mermaids and are dressed like mermaids. One had a split tongue. I said, ooh, child. So he like, ooh, can I watch? The girl was like, don't no cis male initiate nothing. And he was like, what's that? That's me. He's so stupid. So then he was like, can I watch? They was like, no. I said, oh no, not to dismiss. So they dismissed Emmett. Then Tiffany, she had like a little break, but then I didn't really understand how she had a break because who was manning your booth? Like, you was by yourself. They could have just came over there and took some stuff off your booth, but whatever, child. She ended up walking around. He walked into this like area where people was tied up and getting whipped and stuff like that. And he was like, well, one of the ladies said, "Do you like toys?" or some shit like that. And Tiffany was like, "Well, I'm interested in some." And then she grabbed the whip and was about to whip him and stuff like that. I was like, "Child." I mean, it was interesting. Those parties are okay, I'm saying too much, but it was interesting. But like I said, the scene seemed like it was extra long. And then later on, because we just gonna sum them up. Later on, she was counting her money, and she ended up asking the head mistress, like, how do she? Because the head mistress was married for 5 years, and one of the well, I guess that was her husband. The guy came over to Tiffany asking Tiffany how she tastes and stuff because she was selling edibles and liquor, or I guess it might have been infused with cannabis. I'm not sure, or CBD. But he was asking her how she tastes. She was like, "Well, I'm not on the menu, but maybe next time or whatever." The guy who was talking to Tiffany was the head mistress' husband that she was married for 5 years for. And so the head mistress was basically like couples who play together usually stay together or whatever like that. And so Emmett and Tiffany started saying like they wanted to try, because she was like, "Do you want to try something?" He was like, "Well, maybe next time my girl ain't working, we can try a few things or something like that." And so they got all cute and stuff, talking about no leashes and yada yada yada. I was like, all right, whatever. This was just like whatever, child. What else happened? Let me see. Did I miss something? Yes, I did. Okay, so let me go back up. So we see a little scene with Jake and Gemma. He's smoking weed. Now she want to smoke. I said, "Girl, what is your daddy gonna think?" But at any rate, they started kissing. He ends up taking her back to his room, and she was like, "Well, what are we gonna do in your room?" And he was like, "Well, whatever you want to do." But he opened up his door and was like, "Close your eyes." He had like roses around, and then he had little things that said "I'm sprung," and I think he had like the little car in the middle, and then it said he asked her would she go to the spring fling with him, and she was like, "Of course." Oh my god, babe. I said, "Girl." Then we saw Kevin walking with the girl. So the girl, they finished gaming, they finished sitting in the park and stuff. She hit it home, he hit it home and stuff, child. He wanted to ask the girl. I think he asked her what she wanted to do in life or what she wanted to do when she grew up. And she was like, "You asked me all these deep ass questions." Like, what? He was like, "Well, I want to be a chef." And she was just like, "Well, I don't know." And so then he tried to ask her out on a date. She was like, "Is you trying to ask me on a date, nigga?" Like that. He was like, yeah. She was like, "No, I'm not into you like that, but we can continue to play video games and other shit." And so she gave him her phone number, and he was just like, "Oh, okay." He was just looking so dumb. I said, Kevin. Then we saw the last scene with Kevin, I believe, where he dyed his hair blue. I mean, that thing was blue. I liked it because my favorite color is blue, but I don't know if his mama gonna like it. I don't know. We see, I make sure if I ain't skip nothing, child, because I'm trying to put itty bitty parts together versus keep going out of sequence. So you know what I mean, how I be doing. We see Trig with James. So James outside with Trig. Trig trying to calm James down. He's calmed him down, and then here come the girl Cherry want to instigate some more shit because Lance came out talking about something. "If I see you around here, I'ma fuck you up." And here go the girl. "Get him, Lance. Fuck him up, Lance. Fuck him up." I said, here she go instigating some shit. So then Lance, of course, it being egged on by his sister, he want to pull out his gun, pointing all at James' head and stuff. James told my son, "Well, shoot me, then shoot me." I said, "No, not no." And so then Trig like, "Man, calm down." So then Trig knocks the gun out of Lance's hand. The gun fall on the ground. James picks the gun up, shoots Lance. It looked like in the upper chest or whatever. Child, he goes running off. Trey trying to stop the blood, but the blood was just going. That's why I think he might have shot him in the heart or whatever, because that blood was coming out fast. And of course, now sis over there, "Oh my god, Lance, get up, Lance." So if you would have shut your mouth up, that wouldn't have never happened. But whatever. We see Dre, child. Dre putting the crib together, child. Nina come in. She telling Dre that she's scared, and Dre like, yeah, because you know, every time we seem like we getting our life back to normal, you know, something gets flipped upside down, but it's gonna be all right, baby, it's gonna be all right. She go crawling, because she was on her knees putting the crib together. She go knee crawling over there to Nina and talking about, it's gonna be all right, baby, and I'm apologizing for making you feel like the bad guy or whatever. And so she go to touch Nina again. Nina flinched. She like, what's going on? Every time I try to touch you, you pulling away. She was like, babe, we need to talk. And so she was like, so Dre looking like, okay, well, let's talk. She was like, baby, I love you. Dre, you know, I love you so much. I love you so much, you know. I was with somebody else. I said, yeah, you gonna whisper that shit. Dre was like, what? You was with somebody else? What you mean you was with somebody? Damn, no. I said, Lord, she done did the good time scream. She just was crying, hold her head, walking back and forth. I said, I don't know. Now, if they come back next episode and they all lovey-dovey and shit, now you didn't, child, bye. Anyway, Lance, he done bled out. He done died. Sis still screaming. The ambulance late as fuck. We see Trig, he at home, he washing the blood off his hands and stuff like that. It's all on his jacket, all on his hands and stuff like that. Duda coming in, you know, with his little walking stick and stuff, and he asking, you know, Trig, like, what's on your mind, penny for your thoughts type thing. And Trig like, well, you know, we giving them girls the house and stuff like that because we don't want them on the corner or nothing like that. So Duda was like, all right, that's fair. And so he was like, well, what's going on? He was like, nothing, man, nothing. He was like, man, speak your piece. And so he was like, you really trying to be done with the police? And he was like, yeah, because they killing us, they caging us, and we got to try something different. So Trig like, so I think no. Duda was like, we trying to, no, was it Trig? One of them said, we trying to protect our people. Yeah, it was Trig. He was like, we trying to protect our people, but how can we protect our people? We need more help. Like, we can't just do this with this small group of people. Like, the community happy when we, you know, doing groceries and all this other stuff, but like they still feel like they need the police. Like, how can we change their minds and stuff like that? And we really not going to change their minds if we keep losing people the way we lost somebody tonight. So Duda agrees and stuff like that. And then child, I'm thinking he about to give him some extra advice or something like that. He go up to Trig and was just like, well, you need to be more careful. And then he limps off. I said, nigga, like you act like if he had some protection or somebody backing him up when he went on that case or whatever, the dude probably wouldn't have got shot, because the big dude who always with him, he probably would have tackled him or grabbed the gun or something like that. Trig shouldn't have been out there by himself, because Trig could have got shot. I was just like, child, this is a hot ass mess. And then we see lastly Keisha, she having a nightmare, but she remembering Ronnie saving her or whatever like that. So then she goes, looks out the window and that's frantic. And then she was like slow walking to the baby. So I was like, what is finna happen? But it wasn't nothing dangerous or nothing like that. She just kneeled down in front of the baby's crib and just told the baby, like, welcome to the world, Ronnie. And then she hugged the baby and stuff like that. So that was pretty much it for the episode. Like I said, it was real heavy. It had its cute moments and stuff like that. But it was another heavy episode. Y'all let me know what y'all feel about the episode down there in them comments. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you enjoyed this recap review, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. And then go ahead and hit that share button as well. And also, if you're not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell. All right, y'all. I will see y'all in the next video, which will be love and hip hop. And that'll probably be tomorrow. I'll probably post it tomorrow. But yeah. Until then, peace.